10 years since that great FA Cup win. Is that one of your proudest moments?
Options in the middle with Kanu and Kratcher and Montari. Enkelman half saved it, but it's turned in.
You know, it was fantastic to get to Wembley and to win the FA Cup with Portsmouth.
And new legends were made at Wembley on the 17th of May 2008.
Yeah, I mean, but people say, you know, was it better than getting promoted? I don't know. Getting from the Championship in my first season and to get into the Premier and staying up when I came, you know, when we were dead and buried, really, when I came back was fantastic. So I had nothing but good times at Portsmouth, you know, and I look back on it and I would honestly say it was the happiest times probably I've had in football.
That FA Cup run, when did the moment come where you actually thought, you know, we could win this? I know what you're probably
after we won at Old Trafford. When the cup draw was made, I mean, they were pretty difficult to beat at that time, Man United, weren't they? And when the cup draw was made away to Man United, you know, I thought, oh my God, I really wanted to get to Wembley with Portsmouth. Even if we got to the semi-final, at least we got a day out of Wembley for the fans, for everybody. Then when we beat Man United, Chelsea got beat that night at Barnsley, and suddenly it all opened up for us. Suddenly we'd gone from being, you know,
rank outsiders to odds-on favourites.
So then the pressure was on then to carry on and win the semi-final and the final. So, but it was great.
Legend had it. I mean, I can tell you, I was in Wetherspoons, Preston when that draw was made. You were on the golf course apparently. Yeah. And what was your reaction when that draw was made?
Well, I threw my 8 iron. Pete, I was ringing the ground to get the cup draw, and when I got the draw, they were giving it to me live. Man United, oh, we don't want that one, versus Portsmouth. I threw my 8 iron further than I could hit the ball. So I thought, oh no. But then to go there and obviously pick up a result like we did, we went there, we were solid that day. We had a good team, John, we had good players. Big characters, you know, it was a fantastic time.
Ball downfield that was blocked. Here's Nugent on the chase and he's going to get to this first. Here's Nugent. And Ipswich are behind. No flag, it can be driven in here. Deflected. Oh, and Plymouth have scored. Would you believe it? Corner taken short. Here's Mendes. Tees it up for Diarra. Oh, it's gone right through. And it might have taken a deflection. Glenn Johnson just chips it in and it's... oh, it's loose at the feet of... It counts. It's Crankier.
They were all hard-fought matches, even if you go back to the game at Ipswich, the one at home to Plymouth, all won by single goals.
And the one away at Preston.
Yeah.
You know, they've missed a penalty in the last... And then we got them, Herman scrambles one in. I mean, you know, when they get the penalty, you think, well, that's it. If they scored 5 minutes to go, whatever, it was game over.
David James was a particular hero that day, but there were plenty of heroes going throughout all those cup games.
Oh yeah, I mean, it was full of good players, that team, wasn't it? You know, what gives me the ump is when people come, oh well, they spent all this money on all these players. Well, you know, yeah, we did. We spent £4 million on Diarra and sold him for 22. You know, they bought Suleiman Tari and sold him at a big profit. Nico Kranjčar, you know, even Sylvain Distin came on a free transfer and got sold for £6 million. So, you know, it was a team that was well put together with a lot of shrewd buys. I think the only one we probably lost money on at that team was John Utaka. Everybody else showed a profit. So, and even Sol Campbell came. He came to about less than a third of the wages he was earning at Arsenal at the time when he walked out on Arsenal. So, JMO for £1 million, fantastic signing. No, it was a great team and it was great times.
The FA Cup took the attention again on the second Saturday in March. What a clash in prospect as Portsmouth travelled to Old Trafford in search of an unlikely victory. The reward was a Wembley semi-final, a venue that had never hosted a Harry Redknapp side. There's a first time for everything.
And Baros has picked out Nico Kranjčar. It's back with Milan Baros. Baros goes down, and it's a penalty kick. And there could be big trouble here for Thomas Kuszczak. On as the second half substitute, and he is off. Manchester United will have to finish this game without a recognised goalkeeper. Rio Ferdinand is taking over in goal. He's not looking at Ferdinand. It could shape Portsmouth's season. And he scored! Fabulous penalty by Sully Montari.
The penalty, and it's Sully Montari, wasn't against anybody recognising the Manchester United goal, but Rio Ferdinand. What was going through your mind when that came about?
Well, you know, you obviously think we've got, if we can score this, we've got. They just had to keep, you know, just been sent off, and then Rio's had to go in goal, and so I'm thinking, come on, Sully, you know, smash it in, and we got the goal, and then done the business from there, you know.
When you got past Manchester United, was that when you thought our name is written on the cup? Because there was still some hard work to do. There were still 2 teams to play, maybe below your league, but nevertheless.
No, you know, but then you say when you're favourite, it's a different kind of pressure. You know, you think, well, we've come this far now. To have not gone on and won it then would have been a big disappointment. But, you know, we managed to do it. They were 2 tight games. You know, West Brom have been a bit of a yo-yo team. They've been up and down, so they still really almost a Premier League team, you know. And to get past them, and then obviously with Cardiff in the final was fantastic.
And here's a chance maybe. Oh, good save! Carney, how did he keep that out? And then Kanu on the follow-up.
And there was your man Kanu.
Yeah, took him, you know, when we had no strikers. First game of the season, Blackburn at home. Looking through the list, everybody was injured. We had no strikers. Toddy was the only fit striker, Todorov, but he wasn't fit to play. They said you might get half a game out of him maximum. He'd had this injury. So looking through the book, where can I find somebody on the Monday morning? I remember talking to Tony Adams, said to Tony, what about Kanu? He went, Harry, Kanu's, I couldn't tell you how old he said he was. He said he's about 47. But anyway, we went through the list, couldn't find anybody. I said, I'm going to ring him up, take the chance. We need somebody. So I rang him and I said, what are you doing? He said, nothing. I said, do you want to play? You fancy coming to Portsmouth? And he said, yeah, I'd love to. I said, we'll come down in the morning, we'll have a chat. Came down, we had a reserve game that afternoon. So he said, well, am I going to sign? I said, yeah, we're going to sign you. But I stuck him in a reserve game. And I thought, if he's no good, I'd have failed him on the medical. I'd have said, well, your knee's a bit dodgy or something, you know, but he played in a reserve game, scored 2 incredible goals against Cardiff, funny enough. Yeah. And unbelievable he was that day. He hadn't kicked the ball for 5 months. So I took him, played him on the Saturday, came on a sub at half-time against Blackburn, scored 2 goals, second half, missed a penalty. Yeah. Went to Middlesbrough on the Monday night, we scored 4, we scored again. And that was
and I remember him going back on the plane. We had to put him in a wheelchair.
In a wheelchair, his body went seized up, hadn't it? He couldn't move. But he'd played half a game and 90 minutes from not having trained once since the season before. So when they talk about all this training and doing this, you know, if you can play, it don't matter what you do. Really, he proved it.
And it's Pompey Giants of Wembley joy. 69 years on from their last FA Cup final. His famous old club have at last another triumph to celebrate, and Harry Redknapp, in his first experience of a major occasion, is a Wembley winner.
And when it's finally over and that final's won, what are your thoughts?
Oh, it's a dream come true, isn't it? You know, it's fantastic. The coach ride next day through Portsmouth. I had great memories. My happiest time of my life was at Portsmouth.
Well, it's lovely scenery, Harry, and lovely to talk to you.
Nice to see you again, John. I always enjoyed. I made so many good friends, you know, in the time at my time at Portsmouth as well, and you know, celebrating winning the FA Cup. Most teams go to the Dorchester Hotel in Park Lane, or we went to the pizza house in, what was it called?
I can't remember.
Remember the old pizza house?
Yeah.
Milan took us there. Yeah. But we had a, you know.
I think I'd had too much champagne by that time.
I think I had too much red wine that night. But we ended up in the pizza house that it's gone now. He sold it. Yeah. But that's where we. In
Hilsey.
Hilsey. That's where we celebrated winning the FA Cup.
Opposite the news office.
Yeah. So most teams go to one of the big hotels somewhere, but that was what made us what we were.
That's what Portsmouth were.
That's what we were. And whenever you drove around Portsmouth, you didn't see people walking around with Man United shirts on or ours. Everybody, that is their team.
Yeah, and it's still the
And
same
they
now.
live for that club, and it's fantastic. Their supporters there are just incredible.
And it should be noted they actually saved the club, as you well know. They saved the club from going into oblivion.
Yeah. No, it's an amazing football club. You know, I know the history of the club going back to the great Jimmy Dickinson, all them days. You know, when Milan bought the club, I bought a team down that night to play a testimonial for the kid.
Yeah, Gordon Eve.
Gordon was a player, worked through the club, and I brought West Ham down that night to play and Milan was actually thinking about buying the club, and I knew him from America, and I said, this is a fantastic club to buy. This is a club with one of the great clubs in English football. Unbelievable tradition. And he bought the club, and the rest is history.